Right, let's get the latest updates now on the situation in Knysna with our reporter Mariska Botha. A very good morning to you, Mariska. What is the latest situation on the fires in that region now?
Well, you can see I'm smiling because the news keeps on getting better and better. I have spoken to Fire Chief Reinhard Geldenhuis just a few minutes ago, and he's telling me they are cautiously optimistic that it looks like they're winning this. If the conditions stay the way they are right now, which is cool, it's overcast, the wind is not too strong, they are very, very optimistic that they can bring this thing completely up to control. We are coming to you from the N2 highway. Of course, this is the main road that links the Western to the Eastern Cape, and for most parts of yesterday this road was closed. It caused major congestion, traffic jams. People had to take detours of 100 kilometers, but today it's very much running again. And I just want to point out, you might see smoke in the background, Chief Geldenhuis tells us there's nothing to worry about. That just means here and there are still pockets that's smoldering. They are monitoring, they are fighting the fire as best they can, and he's told me that at this point they have reached peak capacity with a number of people out in the field fighting the fire. There are over 1,100 men and women actively fighting 2 fire lines to the north of Knysna, which is about 10 kilometers from where we are now. And the area around here, there's still pockets smoldering, but nothing that they are too concerned with right now. So at this hour, at 11 o'clock, the news is very, very good. And firefighters very optimistic that they can get this thing under control by the end of this day.
Good news and turnaround news there, Mariska. But in terms of relief, we know that various entities, both government and private sector, had come together and donated some relief goods. What type of assistance are those displaced still looking for, and where can they go if they're still looking for any assistance?
We spoke to the mayor of Knysna yesterday, Eleanor Spies, who told us that the thing that they need right now most are sealed 5-liter containers of water. Parts of Knysna, pockets of Knysna still don't have running water, and they are working hard to reconnect those lines again. Of course, there was serious infrastructure damage as a result of this fire, and the full picture will only come to light as soon as the fire is extinguished and mopping up operations start. But really, she said, anything and everything that people can donate is welcome. Water is top of the list, but of course there are people that have lost absolutely everything. She went as far as saying even if people want to donate irons to iron clothes, because there are people who've lost everything and they still have to continue with their lives, go to work, fetch the children, they have to carry on as normal as possible. So absolutely any donations are still welcome. Across the Western Cape, we know they can donate at various government bodies, and we know that DHL is a private company that's come on board and said from anywhere in the country, if people want to donate, they can drop it off at the DHL office and they will transport it for free to the Eden District Municipality. But basically to get in touch with any government organization in the Western Cape, just to find out from them, check on their websites just to see where you can send anything. But water, clothes, essentials, those are the things that are still very much needed.
All right, and Mariska, we do know, of course, about the unfortunate loss of lives during those fires. Do we know if the city will be assisting the families and the loved ones or that lost their loved ones in this fire?
We hope to get more information about that later today. We are on our way actually to another briefing by the leadership of the town and also the fire chief to talk to us about that. But one would expect that there would be something like that. We understand the person that died last night is 63 years old. He was a truck driver. He was not an active firefighter, but he was always assisting with fires in the area, helping out as a civilian. So we hope to get more information on that later today.
And Mariska, just a quick one. I know you did outline to us that mop-up and clean-up operations are currently underway, but any indication as to how soon everything will be done and collated so that we even know the extent of the damage that has been caused in the area?
Well, this might still take some time. Right now, the main priority is to ensure that the fire is completely extinguished. As I've said, there are pockets that are still smoldering. There are 2 active fire lines to the north of Knysna. And of course, if the wind changes, that situation could change again. So until the fire is completely out, extinguished completely, there will be no focus on tallies of any kind. But we do know thus far that almost 500 homes and properties have been completely gutted. So that tally will definitely be taken within the coming week or weeks as soon as this fire is extinguished, because as far as we understand, this is the greatest fire that has hit the Eden District municipality in decades. So the scope of this is massive, and it will run into the tens of millions of rands to bring Knysna to where it was before.
Mariska, maybe just a brief outline. I mean, for the benefit of our viewers, we do know that regions like Knysna are synonymous to fell fires, but what particularly causes these fires in the first place?
There will be a full investigation into what the cause of the fire was. They first focus on making sure that everything is extinguished, the mopping up operations are done, and there will be investigations to determine what caused the fire. At this stage, there's no clear indication as to what caused it. It has been the worst drought in over 100 years in the Western Cape. So definitely there's a lot of material around that can burn. So it wouldn't take much for a fire to spread. If it's very dry and if the wind blows very strongly, it can happen in an instant, and that is exactly what we've seen here in Knysna. Very strong winds fueling this fire, and of course the dry material, the forest around us is very dry. Although it does look green, there isn't a lot of water. Knysna itself has water restrictions in place, and of course those have now, since the fire, been escalated. So it doesn't take much for a fire, however it started, to spread very, very quickly and run wild, like we've seen the past week here in Knysna.
Mariska, thank you so much for that sound update. That is our reporter there from the Into Highway in Knysna, Mariska Botha, giving us the latest details in terms of those fires. She is saying that the main focus right now for the firefighters is to extinguish the rest of the blaze. We do, however, understand that 80% of the fires and the blazes have so far been extinguished. And as you heard from her, DHL has also sponsored their free services anywhere in the country. If you want to donate goods, you can just go to any DHL office in and around your area, donate any type of goods, and they'll send it to those people that need relief out in Cape Town.